Good evening. And it's just crazy. I mean, it's downright senseless. So, before we get started, here is my outlook of my windshield. I-75 North, right outside of Gainesville, Florida, at the parking area, headed back to Houston, Texas. But it's just, we need to really have a serious look individually at ourselves, the message that we're sending, and the things that we're allowing. As a country, we are imploding. And I mean at an alarming rate. I've had the pleasure to be on the planet for over 5 decades. And I can honestly say, in the last half of a decade, things have become so dismal, where on a daily basis, regardless of where you live, whether it's a major city or a small town, the newscast always begins and ends with some kind of crime. More days than any, a shooting or several shootings, a robbery or whatever. Because what? Is it because nobody wants to work? Everybody wants something for free? Is it from the poor taken from the rich? Just what is it? Well, you have a lot of people that have a lot of answers. They'll start with saying that we need more police. They'll say we need tougher laws. They'll say we need to build more prisons. All that is true. But it starts here, right here, right here, and right here. When you have a child, your duty is to raise that child to be a productive member of society and not a number in a prison or a statistic. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it doesn't matter what career path you choose, whether you decide to be an entrepreneur, where you decide to go to college and be a money manager, a lawyer, a doctor, some professional person, or if you want to become a professional athlete, that doesn't matter. You want to be a rapper, none of that matters. What you decide to do. But the main thing is, the message should have never left that you work for what you want. And that's the problem. That message is lost. It is lost. No one is saying that we should roll up our sleeves and we should work for a living. Everybody's on two accords. Who's president and what's popping. Neither one of those have nothing to do with your daily life if you do not get that together. Both of them have their own places in each and every one of our lives. But the fundamental thing is this loss of human life, and it doesn't have no particular race, no particular gender. It seems to be more prevalent in the impoverished areas because for whatever reason, people decide that if somebody else has something and they're right there easy to take it, they're gonna do it. That's crazy to do that. Because to take something that don't belong to you and even to be willing to go as far as to take somebody's life. At that moment, your life has changed. Your life has really changed because of the fact not only have you erased another person off the planet, you have no care or concern of later on in your life what may happen with the Creator. Not talking about you going to court and if you get caught and get sentenced and all that, because all your friends that are around you, the people that are telling you, yeah, man, a woman or whoever to go and do it, none of those people are going to have to sit there and stand for the sentence that you're going to get. You're going to be there by yourself. You're going to do that time by yourself. And remember this, life is a boomerang. If you don't know what a boomerang is, then maybe you need to Google it. But I'm going to give you this one. A boomerang is a toy that we used to play with, that you throw it, and whatever direction you throw it in, regardless, it's going to return back to you. It's going to come back and you'll have to grab it. That's how life is. Whatever you put out in the world, it may come right back to you. It may take a few years, but it's going to come back. Believe me. The Bible says, live by the sword, die by the sword. Nowadays, you can pull up just about anywhere. And it doesn't matter the age of a person. If they see somebody elderly at the store coming in or coming out, it used to be a time, especially when I was growing up, and I still do it now. Grab the door for the person. Allow them to be able to walk in. That doesn't even exist anymore. You don't even see that. Just go to any store, corner store, major store, whatever, that doesn't have automatic doors. See if anybody's going to grab the door for an elderly or a disabled person. Not going to do it. Don't even care. Because what? Because the message has been lost. Caring about another person other than yourself, remembering that it's somebody in your family that probably is like that. Because I know one thing for certain, everybody on this earth had a mother and a father. Now, how good or bad that person was is totally up to you. But it has nothing to do with the person that you will become if you want to become something. If you don't, you'll be walking the same tracks, crossing the same exits as the people before you. Taking something from somebody that you haven't worked for and they haven't sold to you or gave to you. That's what you see every day here. It's not a day go on that somebody hasn't lost something due to some other individual wanting it more than them, from them, and willing to do whatever it takes in order to get it. And for whoever feels that that's okay, because remember this, the wheels are always turning in closed doors. They're always turning in closed doors. You thinking that what you're doing is okay, you sending a message to everybody else that's around you. Adults, young adults, and kids. You're sending that message. And you're telling them that it's okay, that it's all right to do so. So when you're the one that do this kind of stuff and think that's okay, when you're faced with that barrel in your face, and the last thing you see is that muzzle blast or that knife or that bat or whatever it is, just remember, you threw the boomerang out. You did something to somebody else. It may not be you. It may be your child, your grandmother, your grandfather, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. It could be anybody. But this has to come to a stop. This has to come to a stop. And it starts at home. It starts at home. The people that are right there with you or you are right there with. It starts with that. Raising those people by consistently talking to those individuals and having family discussions about how you all as a family can get out of certain situations. That used to be the goal in America. It used to be that every family, regardless if it had one child or 20 kids, the idea was moving away, moving up, and doing better. It wasn't about just staying around, having a good time, and just doing whatever. Because if you lay around somewhere, if you don't work, you're gonna steal. You're gonna steal if you don't work. You ain't got no way to make money. You're gonna steal, you're gonna hustle, you're gonna do whatever. And guess what? That's the easiest thing to do. Is just lay around and do nothing. Just hustle. Just do that. I guarantee you, these days are not like the 60s. You can go hustle all you want, but you won't be able to go put that money nowhere in the bank. I bet you can't put it in the bank. I guarantee you can't put it in the bank. And I guarantee with that being so, you're gonna have to document it and prove where you got it from. And you only got a certain amount you can put in, because the rest of it, they're gonna put a flag on it, then they're gonna start watching you. Believe me, I know. You ain't gonna be able to go get no house. Oh, you can go buy a car. You can go buy a car, that ain't nothing. But you won't be able to get no house. You won't be able to get no land, because they want a paper trail. You don't know what that is? That means they want to know where the money came from, how long you been getting it, and was it legit or not. You ain't gonna go and get no mattress money. You're not gonna go and say, oh, I went to the casino and I hit for $100,000. Where's the ticket that you hit with? Where's the stub that they paid you? And did you pay taxes on it? See, all that paper trail. So you thinking, oh, I'll go out here and I'll just hit licks and I'll make a bunch of money, and none of that matters. It matters, because you're not going to get away. You're not going to get away. It won't be long. They're going to legalize marijuana everywhere. And all these people that are selling it illegally, guess where you're going to be? You're going to be out of business. You're going to be out of business, because most people are going to go get a medical card for it, and they'll be able to go get it. That's sitting on your grandma's porch, hanging on the block doing that. That's going to be gone. All that's going to be eradicated. They're going to make it legal so they can tax it, just like they did alcohol after Prohibition. So the government can get taxes off of it. If you don't have enough sense, if that's what you want to do, to go get you a distillery, you small time, you ain't gonna be nothing. You better try to find you something to do. But while you're doing that, you better try to find God. It is sad. It's a sad day that you can't turn on the news nowhere and you don't hear about somebody losing their life. You can drive in most about any area now, in any major city. Wherever it's poverty, it's crime. And wherever it's crime, it's murder. And wherever it's murder, you're gonna have hump. You're gonna have everything else. Cops are gonna stay in that area. They're not gonna put in anything over there. They're gonna let it just implode. The other day I was riding, stopped at the light, two guys got into it. One guy shot at the other guy's car, just started shooting. Road rage, they call it road rage, but how could you be so comfortable that you will pull a firearm on another person because your day is bad or whatever? They cut you off or something like that, and you decide that you're a judge, jury, and executioner, and you just start shooting. Not only are you taking a chance on that person's life, but everybody else around them. What if it's a young child in that car? Was it really worth that? But guess what? If that happens and you get convicted and you go to prison, ain't none of your friends gonna have nothing for you. You're gonna lose your social security number. You lose your identity. You're gonna be a number. You're gonna work for free. You weren't working when you was out, but you're gonna work for free at probably 2 cents a day. And you're gonna do every bit of your damn time. Then at some point, the realization is gonna hit you that maybe what you did was not right. And it could have been handled differently. But in the moment when everybody else is hyping you up, or you're trying to show out or flex or whatever, or get your 5 minutes of fame, it was all worth it. But later on, when you by yourself, when you doing that time, your buddies where they at, no matter if you're male or female, nobody's got no money to give you, and you doing that time by yourself, and you reflect, because remember, they gonna get a time to you. Ain't gonna be nobody else. It's going straight to you. So I ask again, are we living in America? Is this the America that we want? Do we want this to be happening? And like I say, I'm not talking about no politics. I'm not talking about who's president, who's not president. I'm not talking about who's governor, who's not governor. This is not that message. The message is that we, as individuals, need to get a handle on the people in our family that are walking around lost and in the trap, and not realizing that you need to think about positive things, or else, yeah, you'll go to prison. They building them every day. Somebody got to fill those cells. But why does it have to be you? Is it that cool to go to prison? Is it that cool to go to jail? I mean, where did we lose the message that it's okay to go to these places and that's all right? It used to be that was a place that nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go to prison. Now, they come out and act like it's a recreation. Why? Because the punishments are not fitting the crime. They're not. Everywhere else in the world, the punishment fits the crime. If you steal something, they cut your hand off. Period. No ifs and ands about it. They cut your hands off. If you kill somebody, they kill you. If we lived like that over here, I guarantee you crime would drop instantly. If somebody knew that by them pulling the trigger, and that if it's a witness and they convict you, you're not gonna spend 15 years on death row. They're gonna march you out there publicly and they're gonna execute you. If that was the reality that we lived in, it would be different. Yes, you can say it's barbaric. Yes, you can say it's inhumane. But that was the way it was in biblical times when Jesus walked the earth. Over and everywhere else, they became and said, well, we're gonna get away from that. You check it. Just check and see anywhere in the Middle East is the crime as bad as we have here. Is it? I'm not talking about them fighting about land. I'm not talking about between the Muslims and the Shiites. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just crime, period. Do you see anybody run over there and just run up in a store, rob the store, and get away with it? Because when they run in that store and they get them, that's a wrap right there. They not gonna fatten them up. They not gonna work them for 2 cents a day. They gonna make the punishment fit the crime. And for us, maybe that's what we're missing. But I do know this. I do know this right here. I don't want my grandkids to grow up in a world that's gonna be worse than this, where you just walk out your house and because you live in a certain area or drive a certain kind of vehicle or wear certain kind of clothes, somebody who doesn't have it feels that your life is worthless. They just want that object or the item. You agree with me or disagree with me? As you. But just think about it. Just think about it. Is that the message that we want to keep sending? And I'm not blaming anybody. It's not hip hop. It's not nothing like that. Those guys that are rappers, they put their dues in to make it to that level. Those professional athletes, they put their time in to make it to that. The lawyers, the money managers, the doctors, those people put their time in. And for somebody who's done nothing but sit around and take from somebody who's given everything to be okay, that's not good. That's not cool. Have a great one.